All right, Coach, how your girls looking so far?
Hard to say. They're in their voluntary training program, but all the numbers look great from the physical stuff they've been doing, and our sports performance team does a great job delivering them to us, ramped up and fit and strong. So that's what we're expecting to see tomorrow when we get going.
What are some of the things you are hoping to get done quickly with these girls before you head off to Colorado?
I think that anytime you graduate key components to the system that you play, the players that are replacing them have got to figure that system out quick. And I think that'll be a big part of it. We play a 4-4-2 box, and we need to have everyone on the same page. And in years past, if we're veteran-laden, we don't have to spend much time on that. Everybody knows what they're doing. But I think there's a little more work to be done systematically this time, and we'll get to that right away.
Yeah, speaking of a veteran, you get one veteran back who missed all of last season. How excited is it to have her back this year?
Well, it's Kylie Barr, and you were referring to Sam Courtwright, and that is a huge boost to the squad. Those two, first of all, you have two players that couldn't be more different in terms of their personalities on the field. One is tricky, one is looking to solve problems right in front of her, and one is just looking to lead us to victory by any available means. That's Kylie. She's the most fearless player I think I've had in many, many years, and Sam, one of the most sophisticated players that we've had in many years. So they both were big losses to the program, and we're so excited to have them back.
What's one position battle that you're really going to be focusing on and trying to get a solution quickly to?
I think center back. Molly Skorsenski obviously returns, and Lauren Woodruff is somebody we've had in the team that needs to ascend to that position. But there's a lot of competition for it. In the portal, two center backs came in, one for Miami, one for Clemson. They're both excellent. Lou's coming back from a minor tweak, and Molly's she's probably the automatic, but the rest of them are fighting it out who's going to play with Molly. And if two of them can do it and we can move Molly forward, we do that too. So I think that's the biggest question, is who's going to play center back this year.
How much do those injuries and having them back now, but did that kind of help you build depth for the players that kind of replaced them last year that are also back too?
Certainly missing Sam helped us develop depth. I thought Peyton Parsons had a career year. Caitlin Giametta was fantastic. Haase was awesome, scored that huge goal in the NCAA tournament, Skylar. So that definitely happened. At outside back, we didn't get to develop really the depth that we wanted because we didn't have the numbers. So Kylie coming back and Kendall Jones being a year older and Macy obviously in her fifth year is a great setup. I can't underestimate the commentary about how much Kylie's leadership and ferociousness is important to our team. She is literally scared of nobody. So we missed that, and we're glad to have her back.
Having Macy back in Canada, she's been around for a while. How much is it benefit to have her, not just her talent, but her leadership and experience with this group?
Yeah, all of it. She spent the summer training with the pro teams, got some great experience there. That's where she'll be going as soon as the season's over. But Macy's focused here. She probably could have left and gone and signed a contract somewhere, and she's like, nope, I got work to do. I'm the captain. This is my team. This fifth year is as important to me as it is to the rest of the girls, so this is where I want to be. And you're right. I mean, her leadership and, her and Kylie give the whole team just confidence because of the way they attack training, the way they attack their games. You're always like, gosh, thank gosh I got her on my team. That's who Macy is to us, amongst many other things.
Any areas from last year that you're hoping to shore up this time around?
I think the overall team defending could be better. When we got in against the best teams, our back line stood tall, even without Kylie at times. But as a team, we need to be a better defensive team, and it starts with our forwards. And I think that's something we're going to be addressing here this first week before we go to Denver. We scored 45 goals. We'd love to score 50. How many points do you want to score in a game? As many as you can. So I think that's something that will be more sophisticated. That was Z's breakout year because she was hurt for 2 seasons. So having her back at 100% is big for us. So always want to score more goals. That's kind of obvious. But team defending, we'll work on that. For us, the winning and not winning is based on how well we defend as a team.
What have you seen from the returners and how they've talked about last year's run in the tournament and how that sets expectations for you guys this year?
Yeah, you do hear it, a little rumbling. We say don't live in the past, but certainly let it build your confidence. And they all look around and see enough people are returning. And then those that we're going to get all of Macy this year, all of Kylie, all of Sam. And so and all of Lou, hopefully. So I think there's just a lot of quiet confidence that I'm hearing, but at the same time, we have to remind them as coaches, like, this stuff don't have by accident. You can be as talented as you want. Paper means nothing. Every coach knows that. Every fan knows that. And it's all about getting after it. So we kind of adhere to the walk softly, carry a big stick mantra. We're not out there running around making big statements. We're just like, let's get the work done and hope that when the time comes, we're healthy and we can get after it.
Quick preview of the Big 12. I'm guessing West Virginia's still going to be good. Normal standards for this, but what are you seeing for the conference?
Well, I think the bottom has gotten better. Kansas was in the basement for a couple of years. They're not anymore. Nate's doing a great job, and we are all happy about that because nobody wants these RPI games that kill you, and they're really good again, and they got pretty good quick. West Virginia, TCU, Oklahoma State, BYU are all the regular, competitors, I think, at the top, but we're going to see what a new coach at K-State can do. I think Houston's getting better. They hired a guy whose entire job is going to be to frustrate the heck out of all of us, and I remember that because 18 years ago that was my job, to just piss off everyone in the Big 12, which we did a good job of that, and that was fun to do, and that's what he's going to do. So I think Houston's going to be better, and the Arizonas are making that adaptation to Big 12 soccer. They got really good coaches, so I'm sure I've left somebody out that'll put that on their locker room, but I think the conference as a whole has gotten better in the offseason.
What were you looking for in the transfer portal?
Defenders, center backs, and if we found the right attacker, we would have gone after them, but we felt really good about the players on offense for us. But we just felt like we were just short. We only had like 6 defenders in the spring. You got to have 8 or 9 just to practice because you're going to play reserves against starters, right? So we looked for defenders, and M. McCartney played every single minute for Miami in the ACC, never came off the field. That was amazing. She said yes on the first phone call. She's got ties here. She's a Texas kid. We were so happy she wanted to come home. Her family was excited, so that took about 30 seconds. Eleanor took a little bit longer, but she wasn't that hard to convince either. We really wanted Eleanor in the first cycle of recruiting, and we're heartbroken. And so I remember I told her, I was like, don't break my heart again. Just tell me now if you're not coming back. And she's like, no, I really want to look at Tech. I really want to come here. So we're thrilled to have Eleanor. She was at Clemson and a big-time defender, probably the best center back in the state when she left high school. And so those were 2 big pickups for us. And, Sophie from Alabama is an attacking mid. And then, of course, our 23-year-old 60-year from Virginia who's going to play holding mid for us probably was a huge pickup because that level of experience, you just can't replace it. And what's special about her, you guys are going to want to talk to her, is you get that 60-year, and there's a lot of pomp and circumstance around her coming here from Virginia, and she could have easily walked in acting like she owned the show, right? No, she's the farthest thing from it. So humble, so appreciative, so excited to be here, and I haven't heard her say, well, here's how we do it. She's just like, tell me how we do it, Coach. I want to be a part of this. I'm so happy to be here. And that's a special person because it's easy to mess it up. You take an older player, they can mess it up, man. But she ain't messing up anything. She's all about it. So we're really fortunate that her personality and who her character has already made an impact on us.
And then of those 7 freshmen, who are you expecting to make the immediate impact?
Well, I think Raleigh Greason and Emma Torres came in with the biggest resume, and they haven't disappointed. Emma's better than we even thought, and Raleigh is one of the easiest freshmen I've ever gotten to coach. She is so absorbent, so eager for knowledge that that's special too. They both came early. I think those leap out at you as people that could make a difference right away.
And then Janine Becky was named part of the Hall of Fame class over the summer. What does that mean for your program?
Well deserved. Especially I'm so happy that, we try to do those things in chronological order, but when certain players are available, the 5 or 10 years have passed, sometimes you just gotta, get them in, even though she jumped over a few that will get in after her. And so we're thrilled to be able to honor Janine and her family because of what she meant to the program and what she's accomplished while she was here and, since then.
A lot of talk about the need to save Olympic sports right now with everything that's kind of going on. Do you share concerns about what your sport and other Olympic sports could be looking at in this uncertain future we're looking at right now?
I think if I was at some places, I might be, but not here at Texas Tech, no. And I haven't heard the word save anywhere. I think adjust, pivot, be team players, understand the climate we're in right now. And what we've always had here, even through football coaches that weren't as engaged as Joey, we've always had that we understand what leads the train here. We understand football and basketball do that. And when we've got guys like McCaslin and Joey and Kirby and JB and that whole group, there's nothing lost on us. Like, we're not running around going, oh, we don't ever see Kirby. Oh, we have to travel by, Uber to games. Like, they're taking care of us, and their plans for us are way more than this season. They kind of have been seen around the corner. They've got some forward-thinking people in that office, and they've proven that. So, no, we don't worry. We have 17 sports. I'd be worried if I had 34 sports. That would concern me. And we know that there are particularly some maybe phases that we're all going to have to re-examine how we do things. But we're ready for that. And they've gotten out ahead of it, so we feel really good about our situation and lucky to be a Red Raider.
Now your second year here with Texas Tech, what was kind of the big takeaway you got from last year that you're taking into this year now?
Yeah, I think biggest takeaway last year was all about trust and trusting the lines from up the field, down the field, and goalie to forwards, goalie to defenders, and that just goes with everything. And I think just trusting the process and knowing that the season, how much can change over the course of a season, and knowing that everything we're doing is just going to go up from there.
You've added a few players since the spring, but during the spring, what did you guys how did you feel the team was kind of coming together, and any kind of new players stand out to you?
Yeah, no, we had a ton of great new players that came in early, and they looked amazing, so I'm really excited for them to experience their first season. And I think one big thing that going into this season that we have a lot of is veteran players that have playoff experience, and I think carrying that into this upcoming year will be super exciting.
What's the biggest thing you learned year one that you're taking into year two?
Me personally?
You personally.
Okay, me personally. I think just trusting in all the training that I've done and trusting my teammates. And I had this saying last year, I got you, you got me. And I think honestly that carried not just me, but a lot of the team throughout the year, and just trusting the coaches and all the preparation that we come. So when game time comes, it's just having fun at that point.
You guys had a successful season last year, making the NCAA tournament and getting to play a couple of matches here, but that last one stings. How much of that motivates you guys going forward for this season?
Yeah, I think in a game like that, when it's lose or go home, obviously that's not how you want to end your season. And I think the biggest thing was just carrying that momentum and that fire that we had ending the year going into this upcoming season is kind of the biggest thing. And just knowing that the team that we can be and allowing the pieces to fall together is just super exciting.
Senior year for you too. How exciting is that?
I am so excited. I think it's kind of crazy how time has just gone by these last 4 years, and getting to just enjoy it with these players and this senior class is just something super special, and I think we have a chance to do something great this upcoming year, so it's all super exciting.
And now that you know what it's like to transfer here and get acclimated, what advice have you given the transfers?
The transfers, I think the biggest thing is just this team genuinely, maybe this isn't advice, but the thing I've been telling them all the most is this team genuinely is the most open arms and loving and caring team that I've ever experienced, and just kind of leaning into those moments of just gratitude and enjoying the little moments with them. I think that really translates onto the field, so it's cool seeing how our chemistry in the locker room just absolutely showcases on the field.
Obviously a pretty good year for you last year, kind of coming into your own. What was the biggest thing you're taking away from last year that you're bringing up this year?
I think something that I learned last year is to just trust in my abilities and trust in my teammates. Coming off of a good year, it's not just me that's doing good, it's my teammates that make me look good. And so coming into this year with some of the same girls, I'm just excited to have another good year and work with them to have some more goal scoring opportunities.
How beneficial is it to have players like Sam and Kylie back after they missed last year? Now you guys add those to the pieces that you returned that played last year.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a huge difference. I think, last year we had a really good team and we did really well, but having those strong players come back this year, super exciting. I mean, Kylie I've played with almost my whole life, so getting to play with her on the left side is also really exciting to have that again. And then having Sam at attacky mid next to me is just something that I always look forward to. We're really similar players, so working off of each other is something that I always enjoy.
How much did last year's success in the NCAA tournament both motivate you guys in the off season, that we know where we're going, we know how to get there, and also the loss that we know what we need to do to fix it?
Yeah, I think making it to the NCAA tournament has been a standard ever since I came in freshman year, and so that's the standard for this year. We're working towards that goal. We want to be there again. We want to be back on that stage. We love those games. We love the crowd at home. That's our favorite part. So just really that's what we're pushing towards, is to make that NCAA tournament.
What are your feelings just about senior season?
Oh my goodness, it's crazy. Time flies so fast. It's just been such an amazing journey here. I love all the girls. I love the university. I'm so excited to just have the best season I can possibly have. And again, the team that we have this year is just so good, and I'm so excited to play alongside of them for my last year.
While you're back, what was that whole experience like for you now being able to go back out on the field with the team?
Like being injured or just being able to step back on the field?
Both.
My injury was definitely super tough. It came in a really unfortunate time, but it definitely taught me to be super grateful for my team and just to be able to play soccer. So I think I'm taking that mindset into this year of just enjoying the moment and having fun and be grateful to be back on the field. It's been such a blessing to be back this summer with everyone. It's so different being on the sidelines. It's really tough. So being able just to be back with the team on the field and being able to step into kind of that leadership role now, being a junior, is really fun and exciting. It's been great being back with everyone.
What's the hardest part of your rehab?
I would say just the mental aspect of missing out on everything, and also kind of being a little like isolated from the team on the road and stuff, like having to stay home. Rehab itself is obviously tough physically, but that part isn't the biggest battle. The biggest battle is mentally, and just being away from the sport I love, and not being able to be around my friends and that camaraderie as much as I would have been being a part of on the field with the team.
With you being on the sidelines, what were some of the things that maybe you noticed that you wouldn't have noticed had you been on the field?
Ooh, interesting question. Kind of stumped me.
No answer is that nothing surprised you last year. That's perfectly fine too.
Yeah.
What really pushed you to get back?
Just love for the game and love to want to help my teammates and have an incredible season this year. We had such a good season my freshman year, and last year we were right there to win the Big 12 again and even made a really good run in the playoffs. So I'm just excited to be back, to be able to make a difference and push us just to that next level, because we have a great foundation as it is.
What do you think the biggest lesson was that you learned last year?
I kind of spoke about this earlier, but just being grateful to be able to play soccer and for all the blessings just on the field and for my friends. Just taking that to this season is going to be a mindset shift a little, and realizing like we only have 4 years here, maybe 5 if you're me, but just to be able to capitalize on those opportunities and make the most of, every single time we step on the field together.
So what would you say your biggest goal is heading into this season now?
I have a lot of goals, individually and as a team, but we always say like we're thinking about the NCAA tournament. So the Big 12 is just going to come along with that. Like, we're going to win the Big 12. It's going to happen. And then it's like, okay, how far can we go in the tournament? So I think as a team to literally break records, I think my freshman year, was the second time we made the Sweet 16. Is that right? And so this year to even go further than that, make the Elite Eight, make a run in the Final Four, see what damage we can do on the big stage.
How supportive were your coaches and your teammates just last year?
Yeah, no, they were there for me every step of the way. From the day I got hurt, that was a terrible day, and then just every day in practice. A lot of times I'd be doing like runs around the field, and people would be like training and look over cheering me on. And we do shout outs every Friday, so they were really good about like just keeping up with my injury and all my progress every step of the way. So I'm really grateful for that.